And I feel like this is going to be one of our favorite topics to talk about, just given where we stand about a certain individual on this podcast. Number 6, Colorado and Coach Prime make a bowl game in year 1. Yo! We got a
That's
cap for
cap.
Matt.
That's cap. Yeah, I have a UL Lafayette cap because we support the mid majors.
You support
Go
the
Rage, go Raging Cajuns and shut up, Les. Yeah, it's cap Les, and I hate to do it to Deion Sanders, but my God, those first 5 games, you open up with TCU, who got boat raced in a national championship game, still was in the national championship game, and beat the Michigan team we both almost beat the exact same Michigan team we picked to win the Big Ten right now. Still a pretty good team. So I mean, looking at the game, I'm just trying to be objective here. I mean, I could. They're probably going to be 1-4 or 2-3 just to start because it takes a while to get to get it up and running. I mean, you're a new coach. You're a new coach. That's just how rough it is. You've run a lot of transfers, but I still think they're going to be better than last year because, like we said, all it takes is winning 2 games to be better than last year.
Yeah, that's
And
improvement.
yeah, it is improvement, but a bowl game, that's too much for me. A bowl game is too much for me. I mean, you look at those first 4 games. You got TCU in week 1, not exactly an easy game. Then you go to then you got Nebraska. Nebraska, that's a toss up to me. You've got Matt Rule versus Deion Sanders. That's going to be appointment television. You get Colorado State. There's your win, and then you welcome in Oregon and USC. Oof. If you're picking USC to win the national championship, less then they're not going to win that one. And then you throw in a couple other games. I mean, the Big 12 is pretty good. You still got Utah you've got to go through. Utah's going
Pac
to be
12.
pretty good.
Pac 12.
Pac-12, whatever they are, might as well be the Big 12 now. You've still got you've still got Utah. You still got to go through Oregon State, who's actually going to be pretty good this year, unfortunately. DJ Uiagalelei is going to have that team rocking probably. And you've still got Washington, but we're going to get to Washington and what makes them go. So there you go. You've already got a couple losses there. And
I don't
UCLA.
think Colorado plays Washington. I don't think.
You don't think? Oh,
No, they don't play Washington.
oh, they avoided Washington. Wow. Still have
Hmm.
UCLA though. UCLA is pretty good. I think they're going to fall just short. I see this as a 4 or 5 win team. Just because it takes a while to get acquainted with being a head coach, getting the game plan, and just playing in that conference. It's a tough year for them. So I'm going to say they win 4 or 5 games. It's very close. Travis Hunter, I mean, we know he's good. We know Shadur Sanders is good. But I just think it's going to take more time to adapt with all of the fluid movements they've had on that roster to find that groove in a tough year with a very competitive conference. So I'm putting them at 4 or 5 wins right now, and that's just to me cap to say they're going to make a bowl game right off the bat.
How dare you? Because we love Coach Prime on this podcast, and it is no cap that they will make a bowl game in year 1. I look at the roster that he's built during that crazy transfer exodus, and looking at this team, looking at how Shadur Sanders is looking right now in practices, looking at how good Travis Hunter is looking in practices right now, I can confidently say that I only see them confidently losing 4 games. Oregon, USC, Oregon State, and Utah. I think they will beat TCU in the first game of the season. I can see them beating UCLA. And I think the Buffaloes could have one of the bigger turnarounds in recent memory. But to be fair, like you said, man, the Pac 12 is tough this year. We all know about USC, Utah, and Oregon. But like you said, Oregon State could be a real problem. I mean, they went 10-3 last year with the 16th rated defense, and they
Yep.
didn't even have a quarterback that threw over 10 touchdowns. Now you
Yep.
insert DJ Uyangale. And we've seen what the Pac 12 can do to revitalize someone like Bo Nix's name. Now let's see if the once highly touted prospect can do the same. But yes, that is no cap for me. Are we ready to move on to number 7?